What's up? Instagram, Facebook. That's about all I do. That's the only social media I do. Yeah, what's up? I'm checking in with everyone. Mercury retrograde is over. Yes. And I just wanted to say hey and check in. I'm obviously lounging, chillaxing. There should be a cute little dog behind me. Miko the heart dog. But yeah, how is everyone? How are you? I'm, not above, as a high priestess, I am not above the alchemical process that is 2020 and 2021. And one of the interesting things that I've noticed lately is that I'm switching archetypes. And so also all of the women who have signed up for the New Era Academy, which by the way, isn't as much about learning, but about experiencing magic. And I experience magic in my life all the time. And I'm all the time growing. My name, Dawn, means new beginnings. Which I highly recommend looking up what your name means, because there's a vibrational context to it that definitely dictates what your life is going to be like, unless you decide to change it. So yeah, every time I run one of my academies or do a reading or host a group at the Salt Cave, anything, there is a theme. I'm finding it fascinating, especially the last 4 or 5 years. It's like I've come to expect that there's a reason, a commonality with which we're all getting together. And so next month, and I'm saying this not just because I only have 2 more spots in the academy, so it's not like just for people who want to be in the academy, but for all of us. If you're listening to this, there is something about archetypes, and we're being asked to change what archetype we're in. If you haven't checked out Carolyn Miss, her archetypal teachings, books, I have the archetype deck. I've added a bunch. It's so cool. In her deck, she has a bunch of empty ones. And I work with so many archetypes like Grief Walker, soul connector, right? Like part of my job is to help people through grief, to connect souls together. And of course, Eve and Lilith, which I am in the middle of creating my book on this archetype of Eve and Lilith. If you don't know yet, I'm sure you've seen my videos and stuff. Eve is like the sugar and spice and everything nice. She's like the good girl. And then Lilith is like our wild self, like our badass bitch. She will save your ass. But truly, there are thousands and thousands of archetypes we can work on or we can play with. I mean, we're here on Earth to play, to experience, to put on different masks. Now, when I talk about masks, I don't mean inauthentic. I do not mean inauthentic. What I'm talking about is an archetypal role, right? Like you decide to have a child or adopt a child or care for a child. You're putting on the archetypal role of mother. Maiden, mother, crone is the most popular ones. I personally am going from the martyred mother, caring for a rather sick child, to it's totally the opposite. So like I kind of put that down. I did my task. I learned what I needed to learn from that role, from that archetype. And now I'm putting on like this. She's like a mix. The mask or the archetype role is like a mix of like 1950s old Hollywood meets sexy vixen meets okay, I'll tell you this. So I do even Lilith journeys with women, right? I've been doing them. If you're listening, you were at Wild Women Fest, you probably taken my journey, or if you've had private mentorship with me, I take all women through the Eve and Lilith archetypal journey. And I do it for myself. Oh, there he is. Say hi, Miko. Hi. Yeah, so I do it for myself too. It's like a check-in. And so I checked in on vacation, beginning of the month. And my Eve was that archetypal, like martyr. She's like, oh my God, I'm taking care of everyone. It's so stressful. And then my Lilith came in and she she was so cool. She had like this cane, not a cane that she needed, like a sexy cane. And she was like, never know how much I love you. Never know how much I care. She was singing, you give me fever. And then when she's done, I said, do you have any advice for me, inner wild woman, inner Lilith? And she said, it's all about the attitude, honey. And, you know, I mean, we really can learn from these archetypes, and a whole new world opened up to me after this journey. By the way, if you're still thinking about joining the academy or working privately with me, I can also take you on this journey to meet that part of you, to understand those parts of you. And what happens after the journey is the most fascinating part, because a whole new world opens up, right? It's like, because that part of the subconscious mind has been accessed, now you get like, you know, a new, like for me, I'm following Lisa Hart and like the Universe Guru on YouTube, and like my whole world is like changing. Like, oh, this is the kind of attitude I want. This is the kind of archetype I want to play with next. But anyways, I won't keep going on. Your time is valuable. Just wanted to check in, let you know where I'm at. Happy June. I hope I get to talk to you soon.